This little girl is Petunia. She's another example of a great senior animal. She is a Beagle and about 9 years old. Petunia came to us originally back in January. She had been hit by a car, so the animal shelter does have a medical fund. And with that medical fund, we are able to provide medical care for animals, especially in emergency situations when it's warranted. So for Petunia, we had her seen at the vet, we had her taken care of the way she needed to in January, and we were able to adopt her out. Now it is about 3 months later, March, and she's what we consider what we categorize as a return to shelter, meaning that the adoption did not work out. The people that adopted her say that she's too anxious in their home environment, and they were unable to keep her any longer. Part of our adoption contract, whenever we adopt out an animal, is that if the adoption doesn't work out, the animal has to be returned to the shelter. We do that for a few reasons. One, we want to be aware of maybe what went wrong, what we might have missed in the adoption process, what we should have discussed, other things that might come up, or information that we did not know about the animal until they were in a home environment. The other reason is that if an animal comes back to the shelter, we reevaluate for adoption, and we can place that animal again just to know where it goes. There are people that are reluctant to bring us animals either in the first place or return them to us, but we always assure you that we assess animals for adoption, and that is our primary goal, to get them either returned to the families which they belong to in the first place, or to adopt them out to good families, and that is done through a screening process. But in the case of Petunia, it didn't work out, so she is here again. She is already spayed. She's about 27 pounds, so she's of good weight, possibly a little bit thin, but given the fact that she had some injuries back in January, being on the thin side is not a bad thing. And again, 9 years old, so her personality is definitely established. Beagles typically are very reliable in temperament. They make great family pets regardless of children. They're usually very tolerant, although parents, you want to make sure that any animal that's in your home, if you have young children, it's your responsibility to make sure that there's a mutual respect, that your kids understand that pulling ears and tails is not appropriate, regardless of how tolerant the animal is. But you want to teach them to take care of the animal, to love the animal, and certainly provide good care. So in the case of Petunia, she is 9. She also qualifies for an adoption discount, $20 off the regular adoption fee. So her adoption fee would be $72.50. We're looking for a family that has some patience, some dog experience, that can offer her a good home for the rest of her life.